everybody. Welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, author Vivian E. Moore, and the show is all the way live. If you want to chat or listen to the show while it is in progress, please feel free to do so. I will enact my chat mode. So if you do want to shoot me a message while we're on air, you can do that. But before we get to the show, of course, I always have to get to the topics. Well, not the topics, but I have to get to the URLs that in order for you to be able to reach me when I'm not on the show. If you want to listen to the show live, then of course that URL is https://www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian E. Moore. You can also like me, follow me on Facebook. And that is https:// www.vivianemoreauthor.facebook.com. Also, if you want to check me out on Twitter, you can also follow me on Twitter. And my handle for Twitter is God's Property 46. You can also check out my Instagram page. And incidentally, that is where I upload each and every week. I upload the details of the show, what we're going to be talking about, and in all of these URLs are also listed out there. But anyway, that is https:// Instagram.com/God's Property 51. You can also check out my Wix site. I am updating it today, just as I promised. And hopefully next week, whenever I give you the URL, you can go out there, or today, whenever I'm done, you can go out there and check it out if you want to see what's new. And that is https:// vivianmoore.wixsite. That's WIXSITE.com. Author Vivian Moore. And also you can read the blogs. Once I'm finished with the show, I always upload them to my blog site, which is on Blogger, and that's vivianemore.blogsite.com. You can also check out today's show on iTunes, and you can also check it out on iHeartRadio, which all of these URLs are listed out there. They're pretty long, so if you would just go to the Instagram page, or you can go to Facebook, because everything is shared across the board. So if you can go to one or the other, and you'll have all the details right there if you so desire. Okay, so getting right to today's show. The title of the show is Just Do It. And the topic is maintaining commitment. One way, one way of maintaining a level of commitment is by doing these three basic principles: staying focused, being driven, and having your own sense of worth. Easier said than done, right? Well, this is the key to keeping your eye on the prize of success. No matter what your chosen profession might be, you must have a well-laid plan for achievement. Reverend Jesse Jackson had the right idea when he began the Rainbow Push Coalition back in the early 80s. One of the things that I remember was down with dope, up with hope. And I am somebody. These are the two things that Reverend Jesse Jackson said that stuck with me. All this time, those are the two things that stuck with me. I mean, he had a lot to say during that speech, because he visited our high school during that time. And, it was a mantra that he used to inspire hope. And if you repeated it enough times, you too became a believer. It was inspirational then, but I didn't realize how much it would play out in my life until years later. Now, I always say that if I can perceive an idea, think of it as already done, then put the plan into action, I can achieve it. Also, I've maintained the three principles of commitment. It's just that simple. Some of us have a hard time with visualization. And what I've discovered is that for most people, their level of commitment is conditional because it's based on not being able to visualize. But, I think what the main thing is if it doesn't present itself by tangible means or invisible to their senses, then they have a hard time believing it, as anyone would. Now, much like God, those of us who believe knows that he is a spirit. Some folks deny his existence simply because of reason. Now, what we can't see, touch, or smell by all logical reasoning can't be real, or so we think. Consider this. The wind is like God. We can't see it, touch, nor taste it, but its presence is notable or noticeable. When it billows and blows, swirls fallen leaves on the ground around and make branches of trees sway with movement, we know that is real, that something is there, whether we can see it or not. Or let's go a bit further. An itch. We all get them. And it's just like the other two examples, but so you can't dismiss its presence either, especially when you have to scratch. It lets you know it's there. It's something that you can't touch, you can't see it, you can't smell it, but you know that it's there. Now, we must maintain a daily process of positivity. For instance, most major businesses, churches, and nonprofit organizations, they have a mission statement of core values. Where I work, we have a mission statement of core values. And it is their badge of honor and a pledge to stand by the decree that tells the public who they are as a company, house of worship, or well-doers who provide service to the community. They take that mission statement very serious. And, I'm a romance writer. And so I love any story that has knights in shining armor in them who make vows to protect the honor of damsels in distress. Well, as a writer, as a romance writer, I too have a decree as a writer, as an author. It is my commitment to the story, what I've put out there for the readers to read, for them to see, for them to visualize. I spend a lot of time in my creation of a story, and I want to make it as close to perfect as I can get. And, writing takes a very long time, and because you write your first draft. To me, that's like the blueprint. That's the basis for how you're going to build a story. And, and after you've written the story, you basically go back and then you write it again. And you keep writing it until you get to that level of perfection. Now, you cannot be committed if you are a writer. If you are a true writer, you are committed from the beginning, in the middle, and all the way to the end. And you want to see that creation come to fruition, and you want to make sure that you put your best foot forward. So that is my commitment. That is my mission statement. What I write is my mission statement, and my readers see it in the storyline. They see it in how well it has been edited, and of course in the writing. So having a level of commitment about anything, no matter if you're a writer, whatever you do, you need to have a level of commitment. We as individuals exemplify the same mentioned principles daily without even being consciously aware that we're doing them. Now, every day we get up and we go to work, we come home, and then we repeat the process. Yet we view it as anything but what it really is. Okay, I know we must work to live, and honestly, it is more of a necessity. In part, this is true because the Bible even states that if you don't work, you don't eat. Now, this is a simple enough principle for survival, right? But it is a valid point as well, and it is another level of commitment. If we can execute the basic tools of survival, why can't we apply it to our goals as well? Let's face it, commitments are like habits. Good ones, though. Routines, if you will. Not all habits are bad. Say it with me. Some habits are good. All these things are vitally important to how we view any form of commitment. It starts small, but then it grows into an integral part of our lives. Consistency is the key to maintaining commitment, along with a desire to achieve your goals. How do you view commitment? Is it a worthwhile obligation or just a stumbling block to your very existence? Marriage is a commitment, though many fail because it's taken lightly and not for the lifelong contract it is intended to be. In most people's lives, they have practiced this behavior across the board, whether it is matrimony, finances, parenting, career-wise, or anything they are involved with. Case in point, you have two people living the exact scenario, both in relationships, employed, you get the picture. However, one is more committed than the other because they live a driven life. What they practice in principle translates over into reality because they see commitment for what it really is. It is an unwritten contract to follow through with whatever you have started. Not decide midway through that what you've agreed to becomes less important, or giving up right before you reach the finish line. Commitment is a vow that we must take seriously, especially when it applies to your profession, hopes, and dreams. Folks, I want to tell you how important, just stress to you how important commitment is on many levels. Because sometimes, just like anything else, we take it for granted. But we have to be committed. If we want to be successful on any level, we have to maintain some level of commitment. And it has to be strong because it shows in what we do. In our everyday lives, it shows in what we do. Like I said, you get up, you go to work every day, and, because we know we have to do that, unless of course you're rich and you don't have to do that. But for, for the general population, this is something that we all do on a daily basis, and we don't even think about it in most cases. We do it because it's a habit. It's just something, part of our routine that we do. But still, it shows a level of commitment. And I'll take it a step further. It shows a level of commitment because you not only get up and go to work every day, but you get to work and you do your job. And you do it to the best of your ability. You do it based on the requirements of your employer that says this is how you are supposed to do your job. So that is a level of commitment because you not only do it because you know that you have to have a source of income, but you do it because you are committed to the specifications that have been set before you to do that job, and you do it well. So and even in your personal life, if you are, say you're a coach or something, and you coach kids, or you mentor, whatever you do, you're committed to it. You just don't say, okay, we're going to meet at this time on this day, and then that day and that time comes and you are no show. Well, that shows your level of commitment to those kids that you don't do what you say you're going to do. So I think that that's important. That commitment is important in whatever we do throughout our lives. It doesn't matter if it's dealing with our profession, whatever it is that you're doing, you need to make a commitment to it because it is a vow. It is a creed that we stamp on ourselves as individuals to say that that we are 100% bona fide. I think the word today that I hear the young people use is legit. So, it's not a new word. It's something that, that we've used a long time ago, but they use it now and as in slang, but still, it just shows how legitimate you are with your level of commitment. And, on that note, I hope that you're planning to go to church on Sunday. I hope that you're planning to take someone with you, a loved one, a friend, a neighbor, someone who doesn't go on a regular basis, someone who needs to know about the Lord, someone who needs to know the word. And, I know a lot of people may not agree with my platform, but I am a believer. And so I would be remiss if I didn't mention that on each and every one of these shows, because, not only is this my platform for telling you about things dealing with books and writing and being an author, but it is also, to me, like it's a mission for me to be able to come to you on Saturdays and to reach out to people who listen to the show, and for them to share the information that I give you. I feel like that is my duty to do this, to tell people that, that what we do, because this is a commitment too. What I do as a writer, it translates over into what I do across the board. And I'm not trying to give you a sermon or anything of that nature, but what's in me, my commitment to, to my spiritual life, my spiritual well-being, it overflows into everything I do. And, if you have read one of my books, and I just want to get this plug in right fast, my second book, which is Love Unrequited, A Lament for Love. Originally, it was only available as an ebook, but now you can also purchase it as a paperback for those who want, they actually like to have a real book that, that with turning pages. This is your opportunity to purchase this book. And also the sequel to If Tomorrow Comes, Genesis, will be out soon as well. So I'm excited about that. But still, what I do is like a ministry. This show is like a ministry. It's an opportunity for me to talk about God and, to express it in my writing. And, like I said, I don't want to offend anyone, but I just feel that, that God would deal with me if I don't do him justice by saying what's on my heart and using the blessing and the gifts that he's given me. So I just want to tell you that. And also tell somebody that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only day you get to say that. I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you and goodbye.